Okay, what we got here is a excavator stick off a Yanmar, about a 2-ton digger. This belongs to young Zach. That's my young fella Trent. It's his best mate. It's well worn. Originally, what happened is Zach broke a pin in the hitch, and you just see me push these, or a couple of these bushes out. The bushes are fairly badly worn in the end here. He wants new bushes, pins made, and the hitch is pretty much flogged out in the pivots on it as well. This piece here is where the grab hook's onto. He wants that all brought back straight, then bore it, make some bushes up for it so it's a good fit again, because it's whoever the previous owner was put this on. Yeah, he's done a pretty dodgy job. Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a mission. I think there's something like 5 pins to make and 9 bushes all up. Plus, I'll show you the hitch in a minute, what I've got to do to it. But it's a good mate of Trent's. He's only 16. He's doing an apprenticeship as a harvester operator in the bush. He's having a go. This is a machine. They've got a few acres where they live. This machine's just for doing stuff around their place. So it sort of gets used every weekend. But he keeps breaking it, because that's what happens when you drive a little digger like a 30-tonner. It just doesn't do it. But he definitely puts it to the test. But to send this to a workshop, like, he's only a young lad on wages, it's going to be miles too expensive, you know. So if I can help him out, it's going to be a good thing. But these bushes obviously got an oil groove in there. It's got a spiral oil groove as well. This goes to the center, just like the other one comes in. They're only spiraled about 3/4 of the way down. See that? So I've got to try and work out a way to do that yet. It might be just a real coarse shred, so the grease has got an grease path to go down. But yeah, we'll just work that out when the time comes. But these have got to be a good press fit, and the pins got to be a good slide fit. So I'll be replacing these with some 4140. Both the pins and the bushes will be 4140, so they're a matched material. They should be alright. Got to bring it down to 1.577. That'll give it about a thou press fit into the stick. It's about 140 odd thou to come off it, roughly. Beautiful finish. Hopefully this will be the final cut on the outer dimension. Bring us down to 1.577. So we got 50, 75, 76, 77, 78. About, I don't know, about half a thou up. I can live with that. Okay, we'll put the bore in here now. Okay, I've let that cool down, and I took a clean-up pass after I drilled it, and there's 55 thou remaining to come out of the centre bore. And I know I'm working in metric and imperial, but that'll bring it to 30 mil. Yeah, so 27.5 thou depth of cut, which is probably fairly heavy. for this boring bar. I'm going to get a fair bit of deflection, so I just have to do it in 2 cuts. Well, I have to remake that one because when I measured it, I was about 3 thou short. So I thought I'd just put a 1.5 thou cut on, but it's absolutely destroyed that finish in there. So screwed that up. So I'll make another one and I'll bring you back when I'm at the same spot. A piece of 30mm shaft. That'll do. Redeemed myself, fixed me screw up. Just got to part this off now and spin it around, chamfer the other end, internal end to external, and then put a 4mm pitch thread down it so it acts as an oil grease path. Stuffed up, I didn't I had to shift it out in the chuck a little bit just to get me length, so it's not quite running 100% true, so if you do see this wobble a little bit, that's what it is. Chucked it up now and just face the end off, chamfer it, and then put the thread in it. Okay, here we go. We're going to do this in one run. Do it in one hit. About 20 thou deep. There it is. I'll take it out and show you. That's what it ended up like inside. So any little raised burr, just got a wheel cylinder hone. Takes out any sharp bits, any raised burrs. There we have it, one bush. Okay, so there's 4 bushes made. That'll do the bottom end of the stick. 2 for each hole, obviously. That's a piece of 30mm bar. It's the only piece of 30mm bar I could get. I had to settle for 32mm, which I'm going to have to turn down. I can put them in now and then machine the pins up for that. I just pushed one in off camera to see how they were going to go, and it went in quite good. It's definitely a thou press fit. Been in the freezer for quite a few hours. I've just finished doing a job for Trevor. She's getting tight. It's definitely getting tight. Yeah, the other ones were, before I pushed them out, were just sitting below this edge, so that's where these are going to sit. I'm quite happy with that, and I don't believe they're going to move. So I can spin this boom over, this stick over, and put the two in from the other side. Beautiful. They're nice and tight, which is a good thing. Right. There's another one. Using tight. Right, they're in. Well, 2 bushes, 4 bushes are in. Tiny bit of wiggle. Next to nothing. It's got to have a little bit of play, but it's not flopping around like the old ones anyway. So it worked out well. So what I'm going to do now is make a couple of pins, 2 pins for this one. And then we can move on to doing the hitch. Now the pins, as you can see, this one's failed through the grease port. Went like that. There's a grease port that went right through, and that's where it's broke. So grease nipple in the end. So what I'm going to do is drill down halfway, and the grease hole is only going to go from one side to the centre, not all the way through, to try and stop that weak point. There's 2 of these and 2 that are shorter, and they have a tapped hole in the end. Same deal, but just a tapped hole, and they just have a big flat washer. So using a TNGG insert. Got to be a big square washer welded to these, so that can act as a bit of a weld prep there. So this has got to be drilled out, 16mm for the counter bore for the grease nipple, and then 8.5 for the thread, the 8th BSP thread, and then drill down for the grease to go down to the centre of the pin. All that needs now is when I get the tap on Monday, I can tap that for the grease nipple. Grease nipple's well protected in there. On these pins I've got to put the cross hole in for the oil, or for the grease port. So just found center drill it, and put a generous countersink in it. Done. Now I've got to do these to the rest of them now, so we've got to make some square washers basically that get welded on the end of these to retain it in the hitch. So got 4 of these made. Well, there's actually 5 made. Just cut them off in the bandsaw, easiest way. So only going to get welded on. I know, pick on me. I know it's shit, but it shouldn't fall off. Going to make a start on these 2 link arms here. So I put a pin in each hole, clamped it. I'm just going to put a weld on each end to keep them together, and then put them in the mill, and then bore them out and machine up a bush to suit. Do them this way, and then they'll be a matching pair. They shouldn't bind once they go back on the hitch. Put it set up in the mill now and bore it out. Okay, using the DRO, the half function and the centre finder, I sunk it down in the bore and picked up off towards the centre of the bore, halfway through. That looked about the roundest section because the ends are pretty oval. So yeah, found centre. I'll put the boring head up now and going to bore it out to around 37-38 mil, which will give me around about a 4 mil wall bush in there. The bush won't be able to fall apart or fall out. If it does decide to come loose, it's going to be a press fit obviously, because it'll match up against, or it'll be held in against on this side with the square end on the pin, and on the other side it'll be held in, retained by this washer, so it can't fall out. So the ultimate way to fix this would be to bore it out, or weld it up, sorry, and then re-bore it, but I just don't know how I'd actually pick up on the centres again. I suppose you could make a template with a centre hole in it, like a centre mark that you can pick up off, I don't know. So this is why I've opted to go this way. God, I need to make a new screw for this boring head. It's rooted. Absolutely knackered it is. I was shooting for 1,496. If I'm somewhere near there, I'll be happy. 1,497. Close enough. I overshot it by 1,000, which doesn't matter. I'll make the bush 1,498 and a half, say. So give it 1,500 squash on the bush and be a good fit. There's the boring done. They're within half a thou of each other. Pretty happy about that. I'm going to take this down now, split them in half, and then get on the lathe and machine the bushes up. I've changed out to a TNGG insert. I just like them. They're good. So that will give me about 1,000 and a fraction press fit, which is good. Okay, I've got to bore the guts out now. I'm not going to bore you with that completely. I'm just going to drill it out and then bore it. Bring us back when I'm nearing the end of that. Good enough. Just a little bit of added extra security. I'm just going to put a little groove in here, so when I push it in I can put a bit of Loctite 680 in it just to hold it in there to make sure they're not going to move. Okay, I've got 2 more to make, and I'll build them off camera. You just seen 2. Yeah, 2 more to make. I'll bring this back once they're done. Forgot to put that groove in there before I parted it off. Put a bit of Loctite in, but it's got one now. That's them 2 bushes complete. I really honestly don't think it needs Loctite, but let's put a little bit on. Doesn't need much because they're tight. Yeah, that's one done. I'd already pushed the other one in. They're going to go anywhere. Done and dusted. Okay, that's all back together. Now, by rights, these eyes here in the actual hitch itself should have been bored and bushed. I can't do it. I've measured everything up about 20 times. By the time I lay this on its side in the Cincinnati, get a boring bar that's long enough to span it, I haven't got enough Z height. I'm not game to do them individually, just in case I don't get them exactly aligned, it's going to bind. So, but what I've done here, it's tightened it up tremendously to what it was. So, what it is what it is. That part's done. Thank goodness for that. Okay, in the next video, I'm going to do the second part of this job, which is take care of this monstrosity. Goes into there for the grab. It's pretty ordinary, to be honest with you. I'm going to cut these off. I'll cut this section here off, make up some new ears, and fix the end of these up, because they're both shit. It's pretty ordinary, eh? So that's going to be in the next video. This video is already long enough. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. It's been a mission, but we're getting there.